can do better than this. We don't need to be dying from medicines that are supposed to cure our illnesses. We don't need to be dying on the very roads that are supposed to help us communicate with our villages. We don't need our planes to be dropping out of the sky because there is no aviation industry that really supervises transportation. We don't need this. We deserve better. We are a good people, and by the grace of God, in 2011, we will make this change. At some point in time in the history of every nation, a new generation has risen up and done what's needed to be done for the betterment of its people and the future of its children and generations yet unborn. Today, it is our turn. The people of Nigeria have been beaten to submission. They cannot raise their hand against their masters. We are being called upon quietly. Trust me, they are calling us. I just came back from Nigeria. Their hope and aspiration is that those of us in the diaspora here in the USA will organize and come home and free them from this bondage. And together, with the foresight and the dedication, determination to free our people from this bondage, together we can do it. It is our generation's turn to answer the call. Please, let me tell you something. Don't, I repeat, don't be afraid of the machine that terrorizes the people. We can beat them. We live in the United States of America, the greatest country on earth, mankind's greatest success story in man governing man. We are smarter, and we are on the side of good. Good shall always overcome evil. Yeah. Together as one, we must fight for a better nation, and the only way we fail is if we don't compete. They have nothing to offer the people. We have 50 years of history to prove it. There is nobody domestically that can rise up today and offer anything differently without somebody saying, what have you done in the last 50 years? We can make that argument. We can offer a fresh look, a fresh approach, and we can be the people to start a new Nigeria. My friends, this speech is about change. Nigeria needs change. We can no longer hope that the leaders will get it right. And with what is going on in the country today, if we let them solidify their position next year, we will be saying the same thing for the next 50 years. What has happened this year is, to me, truly a divine intervention. This is God's way of saying, I'm giving you one more shot at it. Get these people out. Because this is totally out of their control. It's a runaway freight train. They cannot do anything about it. And if we let them get away with it, when they get there next year, they will make it difficult for us to come back. So this is our chance. Let's take it, let's run with it, and let's go home and save our people from the hands of these despotic people. For the past 50 years, we have made one excuse or the other, and when we are not making excuses, we are blaming somebody else outside the corridors of power. Well, it's time to stop the blame game. Nigeria's problem is not caused by the white man. Nigeria's arrested development is not because of slavery. The lack of industry and factories in Nigeria is not because of UN sanctions. Nigeria, instead, is a victim of its own self-inflicted tragedies, the architect of which are the leaders who've turned our government into a game only they can play. They write the checks, and you get stuck with the bills. They send their children to the finest institutions in Western Europe. They purchase mansions for their families to live in America. And while the masses suffer in squalor with second-rate education and no jobs, turning them into scammers and fraudsters, hanging around cafes looking for their next victims on the internet. These leaders act like they own the government, and we as a people have up till now looked away in disillusionment and frustration. The time for that politics is over. It's time to turn the page. From this moment on, each of us will have to accept the responsibility for change. So let us begin. Let us begin the hard work together. Let us transform Nigeria. Let us be the generation that reshapes the country. Let's set high standards for our nation. Help us build an army of new leaders for every aspect of the Nigerian society. Tell every Nigerian to sign up for this movement. They can go to our website, newnigeria.org. It's up and running to contribute. And as our economy changes, let us be the generation that ensures our nation's workers are sharing in our prosperity. Let us protect the fruits of their labor. Let us be the generation that ends poverty in Nigeria forever. Every single person willing to work should be able to get a job and afford to buy a house or car to drive, provide for their children, and make a good living for themselves. Please, let us join hands to do this. Let us be the generation that will provide quality health care for our people. Let us be the generation that makes future generations proud of us. Most of all, let us be the generation that never forgets what bad leadership can do to the psyche of the people. Let us be the generation that begins to work for the realization of a better Nigeria, a new Nigeria. I know there are some who don't believe we can achieve these goals. Honestly, I do. When you go out there, just for being here today, somebody's going to be like, oh, they can do it. They live in the US of A. Please, all I ask you is this. Just tell them, what if we can? Because you know what? I think we can. Those people, I understand their skepticism. Like I said, after all, I'm just an unknown face, the son of a truck driver with no PhD education. Well, that is all good and well. We have a PhD there now. That says it all. Together, we can work for a better Nigeria, because together, we shall prevail. We can only fail if our name is not on the ballot in 2011. Let me repeat that. If our name is not there, nobody's going to get a chance to vote for us. If our name is on that ballot, I am ready to put up a fight, a struggle that will make sure that we come out victorious. I am not doing this just so I could be called Mr. President, but so I can be part of a new set of founding fathers and mothers, like I said, some of whom I see in this room today. So all of us together can realize the birth of a new nation. So are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. If you're ready for justice and opportunity for all Nigerians, if you're ready for better schools, better jobs, and health care for all Nigerians, if you're ready for better roads, constant electricity and water supply, if you're ready for law and order, if you're ready to help restore our pride as Nigerians, then starting today, at this moment, at this hour, I ask you to join me on this improbable journey. If you believe that you have something to contribute, then I ask you to be part of this journey. If you feel as I feel, that there's absolutely no time to waste, then I ask you to forget about the past. Let us embark on a journey forward. I am ready to take up the cause and stand shoulder to shoulder with you to bring about change in Nigeria. Together we can do it. I need you, we need you, Nigeria needs you. Let us do this together. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria, and God bless you all.